guys, Matt here, and if you haven't been living under a rock the last 18 months, you know that Discmania is now producing their own originals disc in a factory in Sweden, where they were originally located, and they have this fancy new sea blend plastic from an Italian company. They're Italian blend plastic, which kind of makes me think of like Italian herb seasoning. And I have this FD here that was gifted to me by a good friend of mine, Tate, that you might have seen some of my travel videos. Sometimes he comes along and lets me film him on some of the courses as well. And he bought a couple of these, got one for me and one for him. I think this was their first driver from the new assortment. They have the DD3 and the PD now also out, but I think this was the first one that came out after the P2, or at least the first batch. And the plastic is impressive. It's very clear, Jolly Launcher-ish feeling. It feels like the Gumby Jolly Launcher plastic from Innova a few years ago. So if you had an old JLFD, it would be very close in feel to this. And the profile is much as I remember the FD being. I never had one myself, but I did throw some that belonged to other people. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I took it out to Deerfield today, since that's of course where I throw a lot of fairway drivers. Normally they're T-birds and stags, but thought we'd give this guy a shot. And it performed pretty well. I'll let you guys be the judge on how you think it did, but overall I was pretty impressed with it. It's got a really nice feel, no issues with flashing or manufacturing, and overall the plastic feels really good. So check it out and we'll recap at the end. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah. Get through. Nice. Oh. Not a bad kick. Going through them. Get through. Nice. Stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. Come on back. There it comes. Nice. 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 Nice shot. Spray that bounce. Oh wow, you hit that.
So as you can see, it held up a lot of lines pretty well. It seemed to me that the numbers of 7601 are not quite what I would give it. I would give it like a 7.5, -1 or -1.5, and then like a 1 or 1.5 to 2 fade. It has some fade, like you saw on hole 4 there. I gave it a pretty good hyzer. It flipped up but rode a pretty good ways, but it will come back if you give it the line. And then you saw on number 5 where I released it flat to try to get the turn, it will hold the turn all the way to the ground. So it's a little flippier, I think, than the numbers would suggest. I don't have the most powerful backhand. My longest throw with this one was on hole 4 where I threw it like 340. And then actually part number 7 with it, which is a little over 300 with a uphill at the end. So it probably would have netted 330 to 350 on the ground, depending on how the skip was. So overall, if you are a mid-power player looking for a S-curve fairway driver, I think it's a good one. It feels really nice in the hand. The one thing that is a little bit of a drawback is they're a little bit expensive. The stock runs are 20 bucks, whereas a lot of similar discs are 14 to 18. So if that, $2 to $6 is a big deal to you, or at least over the course of building a full bag is a big deal to you, maybe that's a little bit of a drawback. But overall, I would say it's worth it. It seems to be a high quality disc. It took some impacts there. You saw on 17, it hit that late tree, and also on hole 10, and there's just one teeny tiny scuff that you can barely see here. You can really just feel it. It's hardly there. So very durable plastic. They did a good job with these. So my first of the new Discmania originals, I'm pretty impressed with it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great day.